Math is still racist.
Everything is racist.
Pittsburgh Public Schools approved measure to instruct teachers on white supremacy in math classes. I don't know where they're getting that information, but let's find out. So, we've got here the Pittsburgh Public Schools Board has voted to hire a consulting group that educates teachers on how to replace white supremacy culture practices in math instruction with methods that center on the wellness of students of color. So they're trying to help with the mental health of students of color. Interesting. I wonder how math affects them. So I've read this article. It talks about the group that's doing it. This Quetzal Education Consulting was given 50 grand to dismantle racism in math. And then they pretty much go on and on about how this needs to happen. And then towards the bottom, we get why. So I've got this highlighted here. In 2021, the state of Oregon defended the pathways to equitable math instruction teacher training, which advises that a focus on finding the correct answers in class is an example of white supremacy infiltrating schools. The focus of finding the right answer. So making sure that you understand a concept and are able to execute this concept, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, is rooted in white supremacy, according to Oregon, who also made it a couple years ago. They came out and said that you don't need to be able to understand reading, writing, and arithmetic in order to graduate high school. Makes sense. So we got here, the concept of mathematics being purely objective is unequivocally false, and teaching it is even much less so. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room in math. I know there's people that can find it, but it's at much, much higher levels that aren't taking place in even high schools in this country. So I don't know what they're talking about. But the fact they also say math being purely objective is unequivocally false, meaning not true at all. What are these people trying to do? They really just like it when everyone's dumb. That's all I can think of. So we'll continue here. Upholding the idea that there are always right and wrong answers perpetuates objectivity as well as fear of open conflict. So I found this an interesting statement. Perpetuate objectivity. Just to make sure, I looked up the definition of perpetuate. So make something, typically an undesirable situation or unfounded belief, continue indefinitely. So make something that is undesirable, that is an uncomfortable situation, or a belief that has no root in truth, an unfounded belief, to continue forever. So they don't want to continue with the idea that the uncomfortable situation that math is based in fact, because when you look at objectivity, which is form of the word objective, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. So it's something that is just the way it is, like how 2 + 2 is 4. The most simple example out there. I mean, actually, you could do 0 + 0 = 0. That's really freaking simple. And that will never, ever change. None of this will ever change. And they're forcing, they want to make room for kids to, they just need an excuse to pass these kids that they aren't teaching, that they aren't reaching, is really what it comes down to. Is they can't get to these kids and actually cause any change because the kids don't care. Look, I hated school as a kid. School is not for all children. Not all kids are meant to learn the same exact way. And therefore, the public school system is broken and has been broken for quite a long time now. I think this is just a way, well, besides the fact that it's blatantly racist, I think this is just a way to push more kids through the system to keep the tax dollars going. And that also it's a great way to waste the tax dollars because hiring these consultants and these idiots to help with the schools is coming from our tax money to help inflate their budget. Because that's how the government works. Anyways, tell me what you think below. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribed. And until next time, have a good one.